Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's live video. We are back at 6 o'clock instead of 6:30. Get a little more time before those that need to have things to do at the top of the hour. Actually, it makes a little more sense. Feels a little bit better to be here at 6 than it does 6:30. That half hour just was weird.
Yes.
It was weird, but we are here. We are ready to talk cruising. We got cruise news to talk about. Got some interesting stories going on tonight. Are you ready to talk cruising?
Sure.
Did you drink or finish up all of your strawberry bisque?
Yes. I drank it all.
Drink all of your strawberry bisque?
Yes. But now I'm looking for popsicle molds because I want to try and make a popsicle out of it.
Tiffany's pretty much convinced that she takes the strawberry bisque and puts it in the popsicle mold, and I think it'll work. She basically ends up with like a pudding pop. And it would make a nice frozen treat or dessert. So
That'll be healthier than ice cream.
well, Bluebell, for those that are in Texas, have that new banana fudge. I'm sold.
Yeah.
I like the banana ice cream. Had it for the very first time I ever had banana ice cream with soft serve, but was on Disney Cruise Lines. Disney does the banana. And it is awesome.
I didn't much care for it, but Attila's here. Hey, y'all. Ray's here. Had my old man nap and ready for action. Chris had his too.
Yes, I did. Okay. I was going to say, let's not call it an old man nap, but all right, I guess it is.
Attila the Fun said, hi, puppy, pup alert. Nellie's here. Good evening. Sheikah's here. Hello, everyone.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's show. I lost my train of thought. Oh, no, I was going to say, I did get your messages, Nellie. I'm glad that you are booked on that ship with us. Super excited.
It's going to be a fun ship.
Yep. It is getting funner and funner by the minute. So that is super awesome. Quick question. Are you bringing your wife? Is Tiffany going to have not one of us guys to talk to during that cruise?
Yeah, that would be great. Connie's here. Ahoy, mateys. Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that between me and James and Nellie, we could all keep you properly entertained.
I'm sure you could.
Tell you jokes.
I've heard your jokes.
I'm like HBO funny.
It's
See?
funny that you said that.
See, you're laughing. Obviously, it's funny.
Nellie says, Haley can't go, but y'all get to meet my mama. Well, that's even better.
Yeah, she can tell stories about you.
Yeah.
Moms will dish it out.
Chris Moss is here. Howdy. Just dodging tornadoes. That's not a fun game.
Yeah, that's
doesn't
not
sound
fun.
Hopefully you're dodging them successfully.
Absolutely.
Texas Cruiser is here. Hello from Galveston.
He's down there with the cruise ships.
Yes. Yes.
I'm jealous. Okay.
That and I gotta quit watching that Restoring Galveston because it just makes me want to go down there.
Yeah, Tiffany's found that home remodeling show, Restoring Galveston, and there's always clips of different parts of Galveston, and yeah, it constantly makes you want to go back down there.
Yeah, they'll show a picture. It's like, oh, I know that place.
I've seen that. I've been there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going there next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show's pretty good about that.
Karina's here. She says hi. Chris says so far so good. Good.
Avoiding the tornadoes.
Glad to hear that.
Avoiding the tornadoes. All right, so we got everybody hopping in, everybody saying hi. I guess we should talk about some cruise news because there's been some interesting stories. Oh, hold on.
Nellie's asking Chris, where do you live with the tornadoes?
Oh, it's got it.
It's got to be Mississippi area. I think that's
where tornadoes are right now.
That's where they're getting them. Ray says Tiffany's Cook Show Sunday was fantastic. Thank you, Ray. I had fun doing it.
And she is going to be doing it again. We are kind of thinking right now, maybe like once a month. she will do a cooking thing. I am really pushing her to do the baked Alaska recipe next. It's the one I want personally. And for my ice cream in my baked Alaska, I'd like banana fudge.
I've also been looking for that confetti cake. I've been looking for that recipe.
That is a very, very popular embarkation day.
Yes. And the recipes that I've seen now, people that have actually had the confetti cake, because I don't think I have. But all the recipes I have found, it's an actual cake, then cheesecake, then cake. So y'all tell me if that sounds correct, and I will go with it.
I think it is.
Okay. I don't remember ever eating it.
I'm almost positive I've eaten it at least once, simply because it would have been confettied, and I would have said ooh, and then I would have eaten it just for that reason. But oh, that one sounds good too.
Yeah.
That one does sound good too.
Misty's here. Howdy, howdy, everyone. James says hello, Chris and Tiffany and all cruisers. Chris says Northwest Indiana. Just be careful. David Hoffman, good evening, everyone. Chris says hello, James.
And David, I did send you a link in one of your comments on Tiffany's Sunday video. I know you asked about the chocolate melting cake, and that's actually the first video she did. So I did send you the link to that one.
Yes, we did mess it up a little bit, but that was the first one we did. The recipe I had the temperature wrong on the oven, and the cook time was wrong, and it didn't come out quite right, but it was still good.
It was fun.
Yeah. Fast Eddie says, listening to you guys and what every cruiser wants. James says, hello, Chris. Connie's here. Baked Alaska is a lot of work. Chris has to help.
The carnival recipe actually has quite a few shortcuts in it.
Yes, it does.
They definitely do not make all that from scratch.
No.
And if we do that one, you guys will see they got shortcuts in there that really brings down the time that you're actually spent cooking. A majority of the time is it chilling and freezing and things like that. So
Chris says tornado warning ended about 5 minutes ago. Still have severe T-storms. We are staying safe. That is great news. I'm glad to hear that. If you don't want those storms anymore, I mean, we don't want the tornadoes, but we could definitely use the rain down here. David said, is the confetti cake the one served on Lido Deck for Father's Day? It's actually served.
It's the one that Carnival normally has on Embarkation Day. Now, they may also serve it on the Lido for Father's Day.
Yes.
But it's an embarkation staple for Carnival.
David said, I got it. Thank you. Misty said, seems like past 2 weeks I watch y'all while it's blizzard outside.
We bring snow?
I'm sorry. You can send it our way. It's getting really warm down here. California Linda's here. David, I really like your cruise comments vlog.
Thank you. It's really the people that write that kind of crazy stuff in. And I've got more crazy stuff that will be coming out here over the next couple of days. Because they just don't stop writing crazy stuff in, and I am happy to share it with the world.
Texas Cruiser says, what a great topic on formal night. I reposted the video on several of my Facebook pages and started a lot of great discussions.
Awesome.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. Maybe I did.
Didn't you do a video on formal night?
Did I?
I believe you did.
It's a distinct possibility. Oh, I did do one about whether formal night was
going away.
But according to surveys and stuff like that, it is not.
Okay.
No. The number of people that still like formal night, participate in formal night, and want to keep it, greatly outnumbered those that wanted to go away.
I'll be completely honest. The only reason we participate in formal night is the only time I can get a decent family picture.
She has made me dress up purely for that reason before.
Yes. Sheikah says, don't burn the house down, bake an apple pie or cheesecake. You want to hear something funny, Sheikah, is I went and got all the ingredients and the right pan. I've always done no-bake cheesecakes or then box cheesecakes. And I wanted to try my hand at a real cheesecake. I've had all that stuff for a couple years. The ingredients I had to throw away, but I've never baked a cheesecake.
No, the pan is still untouched.
Pan still has plastic on it, I think. So
It does.
same thing with macaroons. I did the same thing for macaroons. Went and got everything I was going to need and got scared and walked away, and still haven't done that. So one day I will, maybe.
It's going to be entertaining, like all that. I will be filming that.
Yes.
I definitely will be filming that particular one right there. All right. Listen, you ready to talk some cruise news?
Sure.
Kind of want to get everybody's opinion on this particular story. Now, first off, politics really has no place in our channel whatsoever.
No.
We're not interested in the politic portion of it, but it does. But if it affects cruising, then it kind of becomes a thing that we do talk about. And so, of course, we know that the U.S. government and the Canadian government are button heads. Let's put it that way. They're being button heads, and when they butt heads, of course, it affects everybody around it. And one of the things that I guess Canada mentioned that they might do is put a toll tax on commercial trucking going from the United States to Alaska. That naturally made Alaska go, what? And so the senator up there in Alaska, he has put forth a proposal for the Passenger Vessel Services Act. He's looking for a waiver for the act that would allow cruise ships to skip Canadian ports if they're sailing Alaskan itineraries. We saw this after COVID, before Canada opened up. Alaska cruises started, they had the waiver and they could skip that particular port. Now, according to him, he thinks this will booster Alaskan cruises. It will make people spend more time in Alaska, spend more money in Alaska, whatever his reasons are. But I guess my question is, and would you even want to skip Canadian ports? Me personally, no, I wouldn't. My problem with the current way they do the Canadian stops is they're using it for nothing more than a technical stop. So a lot of times your cruise ship docks in Victoria, you get 3 or 4 hours. It's purely just to check the box and they sail on. I would rather have 8-9 hours in Victoria or a Canadian port to truly explore and enjoy. I liked our visit to Canada.
I did too.
From what little bit we got to see. So I don't want Canadian ports to go away. That's just me, though. And I personally don't think the cruise lines would stop sailing to Canada. But those little 4-hour stops, they might do away with if they actually had the opportunity and it was a full-time deal. But I kind of get it. The Passenger Vessel Services Act, well over 100 years old. I get why they wrote it, when they wrote it, and what it was for, to protect American interest, American business. But when it comes to cruising, there is no American competition. No American company has large cruise ships. They don't plan to build large cruise ships. There's no infrastructure to build cruise ships currently in this country. There hasn't been that infrastructure since the 40s or 50s. So the Passenger Vessel Services Act really, look at it today, serves little purpose of protecting American interests. It just doesn't.
Yeah. David said hillbilly formal is bib overalls, flannel shirt, and hit stompers with a Texas bolo tie. I can see you wearing that.
Counts. I've worn a bolo tie before.
Sheikah says formal night is not what formal night used to be, so no complaint. No, it's not. Connie says also Alaska probably has more visitors than they know what to do with now.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't include all the Alaskan ports that are trying to currently reduce the number of cruise ships and come. Juneau's been trying to do it. Sitka's making their third attempt to reduce the number of cruise ships that come down there. Cruise lines continue to send more ships up there. New ones that cruising companies that haven't sent ships up there before are sending them up there this season. Alaska's got enough stuff going on.
Yeah. Aliens here says, hey, y'all.
I mean, like I said, I would prefer, like our 7-night cruise, I would have preferred it had been an 8-night cruise and we spent a full day in Canada. I don't want Canadian ports to go away personally. personally. I think also if you go on the East Coast, they do the autumn cruises, the fall cruises to look at the foliage and the scenery and the changing of the leaves. Those are popular cruises. Cruisers, I wouldn't think would want that to go away. You know what I mean?
Attila says, I can do without the 3 to 4 hour stops, but I'd love a full day there, 8 to 9 hours. If you've never toured Victoria, it's awesome. Lovely gardens and parks. What we saw was amazing. And
Yeah.
really would have liked to have spent more time there. But by the time you walk from the port, and I know we could have taken a cab and all of that stuff, that's just not us. We don't do that. We'd rather walk and see the sights and stuff. But by the time you actually walk to where even part of the town, we were already 20 minutes into it. And you're only there, we got there late.
It took forever to get off the ship because everybody wanted off.
By the time we
At
got
one
off, it
time.
was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And they wanted us back on by 10.
10:30, yeah.
And yeah, so by the time you walk 20 minutes over there and then 20 minutes back, that's almost an hour right there. And then you really don't have a lot of time to look around. But the things we did see were just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, just a little bit of architecture that we saw. I would have loved to have many more hours to explore, to go further. It was late at night. We didn't even get to try any food or anything like that in town. I felt kind of cheated out of our Canadian stop more than anything else. Oh yeah, I agree. I would like a full day in Canada. And that's why we said next time we go to Alaska, we're really considering that we're going to sail from Vancouver so we can fly in early and get some real time in Canada before we cruise.
Ray said it would hurt me if we skip Canada and go straight to Alaska and let the fun start. More to see says, hey everyone. Shika says, I agree. I don't want Canadian ports. Some people don't. California Linda agrees with Attila the Fun.
She means she doesn't want Canadian ports to go away.
Oh, go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I got you. But California Linda agrees with Attila the Fun. Short port times are not enjoyable, but longer days are great.
Yeah. So I would say if the cruise lines change anything, quit using them as a technical stop. Use it as a legitimate port stop.
Yeah.
One, you still have to pay port fees and taxes, even though you're not going to get to enjoy it. You still got to do all of that kind of stuff, but you don't get any time. Give me time. If cruises were going to make any changes, that's what I would want, would be more time, not less.
Yeah.
Not skip, not go by.
More to see says, we booked the horse and buggy ride through Victoria. Have you ever done that in Victoria? No, we didn't. I didn't even see horse and buggies.
We were there so late. It was like 7:30 when we got off the ship at night. A bunch of stuff was closing. It was dark before we even started heading back to the cruise ship.
Didn't
We
get to try any food.
didn't get to try any food. It was a 4-hour technical stop. And yeah, I was disappointed in the length of time. Definitely not disappointed in the stop.
Yeah.
In the port in Victoria in any way, shape, or form. I want to see more of Canada. So, like I said, all politics aside, I hope they get their heads out of their butts eventually and stay away from cruising.
Yeah. JB Ranch says, been to Quebec multiple times, spent a month in Toronto. People are friendly and food was great. I'd love to go back. I would too. I would really like to go back. Chris Moss says, my 26 Alaskan cruise only has 5 hours. So realistically, that is only 3.5 to 4 hours at most. Yep.
Yeah, because the one thing we noticed is everybody knows it's a short amount of time. So nobody wants to casually get off the ship. Every single passenger that plans to get off wants to get off immediately.
And they start lining up immediately.
And the gangways were full and people were pushing it, and because they know they got this amount of time and they want the most they can get out of it. And this was a pain in the butt even getting off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Add an extra day, show up in the morning where you can spend all day there. It will simply improve the situation 100%.
Yeah. More to see says, we're only there from 8 p.m. to midnight. See,
Mhm.
and that's a rough time because they're already, everything's closing up.
Yeah, everything's starting to close already.
Or at least it was for us. I don't know about if
That's true.
anybody else has had that situation. But for us, everything was closing up. Really, there was they had like a little market area that you had to go downstairs with water fountains and stuff. They had a couple shops open in there. And then the one right there at the port, right before you get back on the ship, it was a little shop, and it was so crowded in there that you couldn't turn around without bumping into somebody, because everybody basically just getting off, getting a souvenir, and getting right back on. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It was hard.
I mean, yeah. So while I don't want Canadian ports to go away, I do kind of think though the Passenger Vessel Services Act is outdated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think cruise ships should be required leaving from the United States to always necessarily hit a foreign port. I think if they actually did away with that, I think it would open up more cruises. It would allow some cruises to nowhere. People do have an interest in that. And I still think cruise ships would continue to go to the ports they're going to, because that's what the cruisers want.
Mm-hmm.
Cruisers want to stop at these places. Cruise ships want money. They're going to stop at those places. I don't think that the cruise ships would be like, we're never stopping in Canada again. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah. James says, I agree with you, Sheikah. The one cruise I have taken to Alaska was right after COVID, and we did not stop, and it was okay. Spent more time in the ports in Alaska.
So, but yeah, so we'll see if that even gains any traction. This is not the first time they've also tried to do away with or make amendments to the Passenger Vessel Services Act. It usually goes nowhere. So we'll see.
Nellie says, I lived in upstate New York and went to Canada all the time and loved it, but it's only a 4-hour stop. It can be skipped. That's not even about politics. A 4-hour stop is okay to skip, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just being a 4-hour stop. So that's our current Alaska news. Of course, like I said, Sitka is trying to reduce the number of cruise passengers. They're on their third attempt. It's going to a vote to the public later on this spring. So we'll see how that plays out. If it passes, it would actually cut about half the cruise stops in Sitka. So we'll see how that one plays out. Now, next, we're just going to talk about Roatan. I know we talked about it last week, but it still seems to be a shock and a surprise to a few people that the Honduran government, they passed the new rules, the new animal control stuff going on down there where you can no longer hug a sloth.
Yes.
And that seems to be taking some people by surprise, that they're still booking these excursions, going down there, thinking they're going to get the experience that everybody has gotten in the past. And now you no longer can get a sloth hug. You can stand next to the sloth. You can get a selfie with the sloth, but you will not be touching and or holding said sloth. And it is catching people by surprise. So, yeah, if you know people that are going to Roatan and they say, I'm so excited, I'm going to hug a sloth, you got to let them know ahead of time. No, you won't be hugging a sloth.
Yeah.
That is no longer an option down there, and it's catching people by surprise. People that don't watch YouTube channels and things like that, it's a bit of a shock.
Attila says it would allow for grand West Coast cruises from LA to Seattle with lots of Cali stops or northern parts, or maybe a whole day in Vancouver, etc., if Vessel Service Act was erased. Nellie says, hey, if Sitka passes, what they want then, maybe Perfect Day Alaska is in order.
You say that, and someone from Royal Caribbean's going, Perfect Day in Alaska. Write that down. And now Royal Caribbean's going to buy something up there. They were already trying to build their own dock. I talked about it a long time ago. I can't remember. But Royal Caribbean's already got permission to build their own dock somewhere in Alaska with their own little port right there. Maybe that's going to be Perfect Day in Alaska.
I like it.
That wouldn't surprise me. That really, really wouldn't surprise me. They've got a Perfect Day for every other location. Why not one in Alaska?
Okay. California Linda shares in Vancouver, Capiliano. I'm sorry if I screwed that up. Bridge is fun. Robson Street for shopping, Tim Horton Beaver Tails, and Hudson Bay Company are fun.
Well, I know I've heard stories about Vancouver, like you pre-cruise. There's supposed to be like beautiful lights, and you can walk along like the boulevards and board. I would love to go spend time there.
Yeah.
I would also like to eat some poutine from Canada.
Yes. We tried it at Epcot. Wasn't really.
Yeah,
No,
well,
that wasn't at Epcot. That was at Disney Springs.
that was at Disney Springs. That was
And
also in Florida. I want to try it in Canada. Food always tastes better when you get it for where it comes from.
you know, Disney pulls people from those countries, right?
Keep your mouse opinions to yourself, man. Okay? The mouse is not always right.
No, but his Canadian counterparts are.
Here. What does that one say? That was the sloth,
I
right?
can't read your writing.
Oh, okay. That's good. I think the
Uh,
next one's the pirates.
yeah, cruise ship issues pirate warning.
Okay.
But the poutine in Disney Springs is not Canada. This is true.
That is true. I 100% fully agree that there are some foods out there that only taste right when you eat them in that place.
Yes. Misty says she makes poutine at home, but she wants to try Canadian poutine.
Yeah, I've had it outside of Canada, but I go to Jamaica, I eat a Jamaican meat pie. It tastes different in Jamaica than anywhere else, right? You go to Key West, you eat key lime pie. It tastes different there than anywhere else.
Yes.
It's just Mexican food tastes better in Mexico. Period. You know what I mean? I mean, you think of all the coffees that you drink from all the different places. It all comes from the coffee bean, but does it not all taste different?
It all tastes different.
It all tastes different, and some of it tastes better there. You can get Jamaican coffee here. Is it better here or in Jamaica?
It's better in Jamaica. That's why I have a friend of mine hooking me up with Jamaican coffee when she goes in a couple months.
It's only going to be good if you run it through the dirty sock.
I'm telling you, she didn't believe me when I told her that. She's like, I don't know if I'm gonna drink it now. I said, well, if I hadn't have told you, you wouldn't have known you to drink it. So act like it.
How about the cat butt coffee? I thought that was such a joke.
It is not.
But apparently, there's some coffee that they feed the bean to the cat. The cat poops out the bean, and then they make coffee.
They roast it.
Then they roast it and make coffee from a bean out of a cat's butt. I swear to God, when I saw that on TV, it was on a TV show, I said, listen to this, Tiffany. This is horrible. Tiffany goes, oh, no, that's real. Cat butt coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you get cat butt coffee
I don't know. Please don't tell me that's where it's from, but...
no, Jamaica's dirty sock.
Sheikah says, I am taking a California coastal cruise in May. It ends in Vancouver, and I hope they don't change it because I have hotel and airfare booked. I hope they don't change it either because that would just be awful.
I don't think they will.
Texas Cruiser says, we just hang out in the Roatan port right there next to the Royal Ships. Roatan has really built it up there.
They were under construction last time we were there, and I've seen pictures where they look like they've done a lot. But that one is what's the name of that one? It was real small.
Yeah.
I like if I was just gonna hang out in the port in Roatan, honestly, I'd rather be over in Mahogany Bay.
Yes. Chris said, I thought the poutine was much better in Quebec rather than Disney Springs. Didn't care for it in Disney Springs. We didn't either.
Yeah, see, I didn't care for it in Disney Springs. There's someone
Yeah.
it tastes different in Canada.
We didn't either. Like I said, we didn't actually try it when we went into Epcot at the Canadian area. I don't know if we tried anything there. Canadian.
I don't remember if we did or didn't.
Misty says if you go to new place, it's a must to try their popular food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is. We try to do that, and we tried to do the mom and pop shops, not the chains. Nellie says, look, I lived in Germany, and the bratwurst in Germany and the bratwurst on the Mariner of the Thieves is different. Germany wins. I have to agree. I like German bratwurst, but that stuff they pass off as German bratwurst in the stores is not. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, okay, I know.
David says eating a shrimp po' boy in Mississippi is the best thing in the world. I I'm gonna have to try that if we ever go into Mississippi.
or even Louisiana.
Yes.
You know, yeah, you can eat a po' boy. You have to be somewhere where that comes from.
Yes.
I mean, if I really wanted a Philly cheesesteak, I'm going to Philly. You know, I'm going to go to Philadelphia. I'm going to Geno's. That's where you go.
Yeah. Texas Cruiser says Texas Hill Country has the best sausage. I'm not sure. Sheikah said Vancouver. It's beautiful. It is very beautiful. Connie said I went on a bus tour of Switzerland. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. One of the things we did was get with a Saint Bernard dog. I felt that the dog was stressed by all the people. Very soon after, I read that Switzerland banned it. I can understand that because you know these poor animals are getting manhandled, picked up, and it's got to be stressful on them. I know. Looking at our dog, he's good with us and he's good with his groomer, but you put anybody else around him and he starts freaking out and stressing. So I can only imagine what it's like for them slogs being held by thousands of people. Texas Cruiser said the Texas Hill Country has the best sausage anywhere. I'm not a big sausage fan.
Me neither. Not a huge one.
My Switzerland trip was in April of 2015.
Still Switzerland.
Yes.
That would be an amazing trip.
Yes. Did you try the chocolate?
Ooh, actual chocolate. Yeah. If I was going to Switzerland, that's now that you said that, that would be one thing to be like, try the chocolate.
Texas Cruiser says parts of Texas has a lot of pockets of German heritage. Yes, we actually live about 20 minutes from New Braunfels, and right outside of New Braunfels is Green, and they have a lot of German authentic stuff there. I love going. It's been a while since we've done it, but my mom and I used to go over there and get schnitzel. I didn't even say it right. But oh yeah, and the potato pancakes and stuff like that. Very good. Attila the Fun says, or New Orleans for po' boys. Now you go to New Orleans for beignets.
Tiffany's real specific about her beignet.
Attila says, or anywhere near the coast there. Yeah. Chris said, D'Alessandro's has the best cheesesteak in Philly. Is that the one you?
No, I
go across the street, right?
I know there's two that compete. So I have to have the Whiz. I'm a cheesesteak man with the Whiz. That's it.
Somebody was telling me that there's a cheesesteak place. Oh, I'll tell you about it later. Texas Cruisers. Yeah, there are a lot of Germans and Czechs in the Hill Country. Yes.
Well, for Czechoslovakians, we go up to West Texas, a little further up, especially if we're heading north. That's where you stop for kolaches in West Texas.
Before anybody gets confused, the name of the town is West.
Oh, yeah.
Not actually in West Texas. The name of the town is West.
Yeah, the name of the town is West. It's not in West Texas.
It's actually in East Texas. Centrally.
But that's where we go. That's where we stop for kolaches.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, Swiss chocolate and pastries. Oh, I bet those pastries are to die for. I bet they are. James said, now I'm thinking about pastries. James said, hey, Chris, how many we have going on the August cruise? We have a count yet?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I know of confirmed. So
has Rick
not that
on board yet?
No, so James is going to be there. Tiffany and I are going to be there. Nellie's going to be there. And he said he's bringing his mom.
I'm excited.
So
I still want to meet Haley, though.
Yeah. We will. Yeah. But yeah, so 5 so far. 5 so far. Anybody else welcome to come just hang out. Nothing official, nothing formal. Just we're all going to be on the ship at this time.
California Linda shares, I now know what to bring you on the group cruise. It's called Copy Luwak, and you purchase it in Bali or any of the other Indonesia.
I don't
Is
know.
that the coffee that we were talking about?
Oh God, is that cat foot coffee? If it is, yes, Tiffany wants cat butt coffee.
I'll try it.
It's just the way they described it. I was like, what?
I actually saw a show about it, and yeah, it's interesting. But they said the flavors are really intense. So.
Something that is an enzyme
Mhm.
in the cat that gets in the bean. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Nellie said we camped in Switzerland and they had a river through it. We stuck our feet in and it was cold. It was water from the ice in the Alps.
Ooh, it probably was cold.
Yeah, but to say you stuck your feet in water from the Alps, how many people can say that?
Well, Chris said those two places are Philly, or tourist traps in Philly. Since I've never been to Philly, I only know what I've seen on TV. So they probably are. Hence, they're on TV.
Yeah,
and they probably are not the best places in Philly. Reality was, I would ask somebody in Philly or who's been to Philly or use like your recommendation to be okay. This is the place. Where do the locals go to actually get their sandwich?
Yeah. Texas Cruiser says, I love Czech kolaches. You know, so around here, there's a town around College Station. It's called Bastrop, and they have a kolache festival every September. And it's been over 20 years since I've been to it. But what people around here call kolaches and a true Czech kolache are two different things. Because people around here, you go into Buc-ee's and their kolache is a biscuit with a sausage stuffed in it.
No, they're actually fruit.
But it's actually a pastry with fruit or something on it.
Looks more like a Danish.
Yeah, and I never knew that until I was at the kolache festival. So, yes. David said, I was stationed in Dover and went to Philly all the time. Some days I would eat at both cheesesteak places, and yes, I need the whiz. Ray says Pat's cheesesteaks is better.
That's we're gonna get in a cheesesteak war here.
No. James says, come on, Rick. Gotta join us.
So, in all fairness, if I ever get to Philly, I will eat at all of them. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
I don't know where I'm gonna eat because I don't like cheesesteaks. I know I'm gonna upset a lot of people by saying
You're upsetting me.
Misty said I would try the cat butt coffee too.
Cat butt coffee. What was alive about last night? Cat butt coffee.
Hey, it couldn't be any worse about when we were talking about the
No, we're not gonna talk about it. No. Cat butt coffee. We'll leave it right there.
Texas Cruiser said, what's the itinerary again?
Where are we going? Coco Key, Costa Maya, and Cozumel.
There you go.
8 nights.
That's
Sorry,
right.
I had to think about where we were even going. I just signed up because everybody wanted to go. They're like,
Yeah.
let's go on this trip. Okay.
Attila said, I'd love to with you, but it's so close to school starting and wife teaches, so she just can't go that time of year. If I go alone without her, I'm going to be in the doghouse big time. Completely understand.
But you'd be on the beach in the doghouse. I mean, just
Only
saying.
for 8 days, and then he's got to go home and spend like 3 months in the doghouse.
See, I got a flat tire.
California Linda, yes, Chris, it's coffee. Jeff and I are awaiting an email for the group cruise. Thanks, we're ready to make our deposit.
Okay. I will get all of that done.
Like it.
I'm ready to make mine too.
Cat butt coffee.
Butt coffee.
Nellie's answering Rick, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Perfect Day, and it's cheap. Balcony is cheaper than interior. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's why we have balcony.
That's how we end up at a balcony too. It's like, good God, the neighborhood balconies were the least expensive cabin. And I know they're not ideal. They look over, interior and they're over the neighborhood and stuff like that. Not even Central Park. But dang, for the price.
Yeah.
Whatever.
James wants to know what the itinerary for the August cruise. I thought that was the August cruise.
That is the August cruise, James.
Yeah. Texas Cruiser says cool
James, you
itinerary.
picked it.
Nellie, I just looked at our cat and said, Sissy Bear, ain't no way I would drink your I like your cat's name too.
No. You just got to feed the beans to the cat. I don't know how you get the cat to not chew the beans, but whatever. You got to get the cat to feed the bean, eat the beans, and then you wait for the beans to be returned to you.
Chris said, I've only had Polish kolaches. Nellie's got emojis going. Texas Cruiser said, my favorite kolache is sausage, cheese, and jalapeno.
Do you like some sausage, cheese, and jalapeno? Tiffany is not a spicy girl at all.
Mm-mm. James said, all this talk about sweets are not good for my waistline. They're not good for mine either.
Me either, but that's why I train before the cruise.
Chris says, well,
throw it away in the cruise.
Chris says, well, NCL is selling out of Philly. Sounds like you need to book a cruise from here and give us your personal opinion.
I don't know how much weight that'll carry in the world because a good cheese. There's been plenty I don't like, but I don't know. I would think in Philadelphia, I'd be like unconscious on the sidewalk somewhere with cheesesteak wrappers wrapped around me and probably miss the ship.
Bob's here says, sorry, I'm late. You're not late.
Oh, we're talking about cat butt coffee. You're good.
Alien says,
he said, click them off the show.
Alien says, we're definitely going on the 26th cruise. What's the August one? What ship?
In August, we're doing Harmony of the Seas, August 16th out of Galveston, Texas. Purely an impromptu 8-day that James started.
Thank you, James. Texas Cruiser said the Central Park balcony is awesome. We would definitely book it again. Nellie says, I went from casino comp interior to neighborhood balcony to ocean view balcony, guarantee all free upgrades. Yay. Yes.
Ours is guaranteed. But so we're going to get what we get. We're rolling that dice.
We're guaranteed a room. That's all that matters.
That's true.
Misty says, I will try any coffee except decaffeinated. I am with you.
Yeah, you don't do decaffeinated ever.
We went and, we told you about our Applebee's IHOP experience, and we went to Dutch Brothers Coffee, and they gave me a sticker that said death by decaffeinated. I was laughing. I know, completely. Nellie said those Philly NCL cruises are expensive.
They probably are, but they had me a cheesesteak, so.
More to see says, okay, someone tell me what a kolache is. So there's different versions of a kolache. Like I said, a lot of them, it's a roll, or I don't want to say it's a biscuit because it's not a biscuit. It's a roll. And in the center of it, they put sausage, and you can get cheese, jalapeno. Other kolaches, it's like a flat pastry. And in the center of it, you can get fruits, you can get meats on it, you can get cream cheese, all kinds of stuff.
Kind of like a Danish.
Yeah, it's really like a Danish. The first time I saw them, I'm like, that's not a kolache, that's a Danish. Because
she was corrected.
Around here, a kolache is a biscuit or a roll with something shoved into it. And the I know that sounded bad. You know what I mean? But at that bakery in West Texas,
it's a Czechoslovakian bakery.
It's a Czechoslovakian bakery, and they were like, no, that is not a kolache. This is a kolache. So they're really good. You can get them savory, you can get them sweet. So that's what a kolache is.
It's pretty much a pastry with stuff in it.
There, Nellie said kolache is pretty much a pig in a blanket. More to use says thank you. Chris, Nellie, yes, they are. I looked at them. My son moved there last year. They are crazy expensive right now. Sheikah at Misty, I agree. Why drink coffee then? Exactly.
True.
Exactly. Oh, I just can't even fathom decaf coffee. California Linda shares our favorite kolache location is on Highway 6, and it's difficult to find better flavor than an egg, bacon, and cheese kolache or one of the monthly specialties. Highway 6.
I do enjoy a good kolache.
Yes. Misty says, I wear a shirt from a local coffee shop that says decaffeinated coffee is like kissing your sister. They're both I love it. Misty Williams says, Shika, exactly. I've never heard of a kolache.
The only reason we hear about them a lot here is that Texas has originally had a lot of different cultures that came in there. We had the Germans came in, the Polish, they created a town, Germans created a town, Czechoslovakians came in. And so you ended up with a bunch of towns throughout Texas that, had European cultures in them, and they thrived, and their food is still thrived to this day. So that's how we end up with Czechoslovakian kolaches in one part of Texas. You get really good German food in other parts of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We have an eclectic array of stuff around the state that people brought into when Texas was first forming up. So it's really cool. Gives you a lot of eating opportunities.
Yes. Glisten's channel is here. If it isn't my favorite cruisers, hello again. Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Hello.
Morticy is laughing at Misty. Travel Time Carla, welcome. Hello, Cara from Carla in Pensacola, Florida. Well, welcome, Carla.
Awesome. Florida.
Yeah. Ray,
close to all the cruise ships.
Yes. Ray says, train and work out before the cruise. Yeah, me too. He just means he watches what he eats until it's time to cruise, and then all bets are off.
You want to get on the ship with your pants a little loose. Okay, you may have to tug them up the first couple of days. You hit the dessert cart, you eat all the stuff. By the end of the cruise, they fit a little snug. You gotta get that power curve.
James is laughing at Misty. Never heard that one before. That's good. Alien said, at least the cat butt coffee is roasted after it's pooped out. Exactly. You done burned all that off. Does Jamaica literally use dirty socks as a filter? Then you drink it directly after? I don't think it's dirty socks.
I'm not 100% sure if the sock is dirty, but yeah, if you actually look up how it's made, they use a sock for the filter. And I think the type of sock matters.
It's good coffee, though. I've had sock coffee.
Tiffany's had sock coffee, but yeah, it's made with a sock. I'm sure it's not a dirty sock.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a sock coffee.
At California, Linda, where is Highway 6 in California? Kolache is a new word for me. Highway 6 is in Texas.
I'm sure more than Texas has a Highway 6.
I'm thinking I'm being
dumb. You're thinking of the one down by Galveston, but I'm sure that they have
I've been on Highway 6 in College Station too. Nellie, now for the Harmony Cruise. I did tell my mom that I got a casino comp. I have yet to tell her how much time I spend on deck 4. Ha ha ha. I have to make a certain amount of points to keep the offers.
In other words, you're going to be gambling. You're going to be testing the fates.
Chris will try it for about 20 minutes if they have the buffalo game.
You got to have buffaloes.
So.
But I'm pretty much convinced that my best strategy for the casino is just to walk by, throw money in the door, and keep on going.
Yeah, or not take me, because he'll do really great until I walk in the casino, and then so you don't want me in the casino with you, Nellie, because
she's a total cooler. It's terrible.
Yeah. Attila says kolaches are all over Houston too, the sausage ones. Carla says, I love your show, especially whatever cruiser wants. Thank you. That's all him.
That's pretty much what we're known for these days.
Yeah.
But thank you. We really appreciate everybody that watches that show.
Chris says, I train pulling myself up to the bar.
we all gotta get there how we gotta get there.
James is laughing at Nellie. Attila, train, workout. What are those words? Never heard of it.
It's really just making sure you have room in your pants at the end of 7 days.
Or pack a larger pair.
No. That involves now going to the store and shopping. No.
Sheikah says you are a bad boy at Nelly. Alien said, so a dude isn't taking his gym socks off after a workout then filtering coffee through it. I assume. I hope not. I'm still gonna drink it, but I assume not.
All right. You've been to Jamaica before. Jamaica has some
I'm wondering where they wear socks.
less industrial areas, right? I don't know that every Jamaican home has a washing machine in it, but they make their coffee through a sock. So make your own judgment whether that's a clean sock or not.
Well, it could be like, never mind.
I'm sure the tourist coffee is a clean sock.
Yeah.
I would
James
hope.
says, been there, done that. Chris, just ask Tiffany and Chris. David says, has anyone had, is that Scrappy? Is an Amish sausage that it has everything in it except the oink.
I've never heard of that.
No. I've tried a lot of Amish stuff, but not that.
I've not heard of that. That could be an interesting try.
Nella says, Harmony has buffalo. Besides, she better not judge. She gets a free cruise.
Maybe she'll be playing at the machine next to you. You never know. As long as Tiffany's not in there, sitting in your row within, 50, let's call it 50 feet of either side of you, you'll be okay. But she's a straight cooler.
Yeah, I'm with Sheikah. I'm a big spender in the casino. 20 is my max. 20 is mine. And if I win it back, I pull it, put it in my pocket, and play with whatever I have left. So that way I never lose.
Yeah, we don't spend a whole lot in the casino either. We are not the get casino offer people.
No.
At all.
Carolyn's here. Hi, Chris and Tiffany. Late again. I hear you both laughing. Glad this is recorded. So to catch you up, we're talking kolaches.
And cat butt coffee.
And cat butt coffee.
Which is why everybody's laughing.
But glad you're here. Connie says, I think of Scrappy as similar to Spam the meat.
Ooh, not a huge fan of the Spam.
I grew up on that stuff. You can't. I will starve before I eat that. Bob says, I believe the Buc-ee's have the kolaches if you get there early.
They do. Like everything though, they taste better when they come from the Czechoslovakian bakery.
Mm-hmm.
But then so does po' boys taste better, and where po' boys come from, Philly cheesesteaks, everything tastes better, in my opinion, where it comes from.
Carolyn says, thank you. Glisten wants to know what the cruise ship is behind us with both of us in it. That is the Disney Dream.
Yeah, that one's the Disney Dream.
That's the...
I got that on the Ecstasy.
Yeah.
That's also from the Ecstasy.
But yeah, that's how I get family pictures, is making him do formal night. So yeah. Texas Cruiser says, I love Buc-ee's kolaches with jalapenos. No jalapenos for me. No. We Pacific Islanders love Spam. In Hawaii, they lock Spam up in those perfume cases in some stores. I believe it. We were locking bacon up.
Now, I will say, though, I do not like Spam. However, the exception to that rule would be Hawaii. If I went to Hawaii,
I would try it there only because I'm sure it tastes different and is cooked different.
well, they use it in a lot of recipes, and it comes in a lot of their meals. It's a big item out there, So I would definitely want to try it in Hawaii, because I think if you don't, you're going to miss some truly Hawaiian food. You know what I mean? So,
Alien says the Ecstasy was my parents' first cruise 10 years ago, and it's what got our whole family into cruising. Chris loved that ship.
I love that ship. I was so sad. I was on her final sailing. So sad. I had no idea I was going to love that fantasy class ship until it was gone.
Carolyn said Spam isn't cheap anymore. Not if they're keeping it locked up. Texas Cruiser says, I grew up on Spam. California Linda, I think he hit his face.
I think you did too.
My husband worked for Betchel. Highway 6 is on the way to Galveston. We also enjoy the Kolache Factory in Plano. Our Texas faves, Kolache's barbecue and Bluebell ice cream.
Bluebell ice cream. We are definitely fans of the Bluebell ice cream.
He likes the banana fudge.
The new banana fudge.
I stick with the classic. David said Spam is the same shape, however, in it normally fried in oil to make it nice and crispy. Depending on what butcher makes it, it may be a bit dry.
I would definitely try it in Hawaii, though.
Yeah. Chris said McDonald's in Hawaii still has fried apple pies. Yum. Oh, I miss McDonald's fried apple pies. Those were good.
Never been a big fruit pie fan,
I
though.
know.
That's why.
Alien said Spam isn't bad if you slice it thin and lightly fry it. It's also good mixed with scrambled eggs. I think we made hamburger helper out of it.
I don't know. For me personally, my scrambled eggs, they have bacon in them. Then they go in a tortilla. Then you put hot sauce on it. And somehow they always turn into a taco. Just about everything can turn into a taco.
Yes. Nellie said, Alien in Hawaii, McDonald's, you can get Spam, eggs, and rice at breakfast. That almost sounds good.
I wouldn't go to the McDonald's.
Not for Spam. I'd try one of those mom and pop places.
Yeah, I'd prefer a mom and pop place, but yeah, I would eat that.
Alien says, sounds good. It's the locals' breakfast.
See, that's what I would want to eat is the locals' breakfast. Even though I'd be like, I don't really care for Spam. Well, this is what the locals eat. Okay, now I want to eat that to taste what the food, you know.
Sheikah said, my husband loves Spam, but I think it's too salty. I do eat it. Carolyn's asking where I work. I work for a retailer. But our grocery store had the bacon locked up. They also had the brisket locked up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, in Texas, they'll lock up your brisket.
Yeah. Misty said, my bestie's mom worked at an Amish school. She offered me Scrappy. I tried it, not to be rude. Was so long ago. I don't remember how it tastes. Sorry, was sliding. AKA driving to pick my son up from work. Please be careful, Misty.
Yeah.
Please be careful. We don't want nothing bad happening. Carolyn agrees that it's too salty. That's what I remember. It was extremely salty, and it doesn't taste good with pasta and cheese. Texas Cruiser said, I have a great apple pie recipe that I have won pie competitions with.
Oh, now that you got Tiffany will love. She'll eat the heck out of some apple pie.
Yeah. Alien says, okay, all I gotta get going. Great show as always, Chris and Tiffany.
Well, thank you for being here. How's it?
Yes.
Good God.
Nellie says,
You're getting so much fun. The time is just flying by.
Nellie says,
we started a half hour earlier.
I know. Nellie says, y'all can come to my wedding. We will have rice, pig from the ground, chicken teriyaki, and fried cabbage island plates. Well, where are you getting married at?
Yeah, you had me at pig in the ground.
Yeah. Carolyn says,
I can be bribed with food.
Let's see, Chris at Texas Cruiser. All the more reason to stay at the TC Hotel next time. Texas Cruiser Hotel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since it's already been about an hour, we do have a couple more things I did want to talk about. And if I could read my own handwriting, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Just a couple other things to throw here. So I guess there's, and this is the one thing I don't like about social media. I don't like about some of the people that create content and they put it online. They don't tell the truth. And when they don't tell the truth, it spreads terrible rumors out there. Whether it's Facebook, and I've seen YouTube videos, TikTok videos, and they spread complete false information. And it's BS. I saw one today where it said all white males over the age of 18 will have to pay 18% more in Disney every time they go to Disney. Obviously a BS story. Guarantee you somebody believes it. Somebody believes it. So recently, though, Carnival Cruise Lines had a couple of ships that had to do the old style muster drill. And that's because every 6 months or so, they got to run through the real thing. That's it. That was the whole thing. These couple of ships, old muster drill, one time. It's requirement, part of the Coast Guard regulations for muster drills. Somehow, some way, they turned it into the rumor, the story, the video that Carnival Cruise Lines is going back to the old way of doing the muster drill. Absolutely not true. I'd like to find some of these people who are just blatantly out there telling lies, cruise lies, getting people all in a tizzy for no reason, for stuff that isn't true. And then you have people like Carnival's brand ambassador, right? Saying, looking down on people that create YouTube videos. He's not specifically pointing anybody out, but he says, you can't listen to people on YouTube because that's not everybody. I hate getting lumped in with those people. But if you've heard the thing about the muster drill from Carnival, it was a couple ships. Every ship has to do it every 6 months or so. One time. Part of their training, part of the muster drill requirement. So.
Sheikah says at Texas Cruiser, I have a good apple pie recipe that I only cook at Christmas. Well, Christmas must be special at your house. If you only make it once, yeah. Oh, I can just imagine how good that is. Sorry. I haven't had a good apple pie in a while. My mom used to make fried fresh peach pies, deep fried. So bad for me, but so dang good. Yum. I picked the peaches off my grandpa's orchard.
That almost sounds like fried pie.
Yes, fried pies are amazing.
Is that similar to fried pie? I've gotten them like up north, right before you go into Oklahoma. There's a place up there that makes fried pies. And right there when we cross into Louisiana, they had fried pies. That's what that sounds like. You like that fried pie.
I really like those fried pies. Nellie said, I like that. TC Hotel. Texas Cruiser said, PM me for the recipe. I gave it to Coach Cruz once. They thoroughly enjoyed it. Nellie said, Rick, I will also send you a PM. Haley will make it, not me. Sheikah said, sorry for my misspelling. We are driving and it's hard to type. Oh, y'all, please be careful. Please be careful.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please. But yeah, don't wreck. Get in trouble over this live. Please no.
Nellie says, Sheikah hitting the bumps and typing. It's all clickbait, says Chris.
Yes, there is so much clickbait titles out there that are complete BS. I wish more channels would just be honest about stuff. Well, you can make it fun and entertaining and without having to put some BS out there in the world just to get people aggravated and riled up and get them to click on your stop.
Attila says, yes, it's to get them clicks on the social media with $signs. Yep, lots of crazy stories out there. So it's Captain Kate going to enter the yacht life?
Yes. As a matter of fact, she absolutely is. She is going to be on, what is that word right there? Ultra Horizon, right?
Yes.
No.
Ultra Luxury.
No, the one above it.
Captain.
The name.
Well, Four Seasons Yacht.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yes, she is joining Four Seasons Yacht. They are an ultra luxury cruise line. She is actually going to be captaining their very first cruise ship. Was it Ultra Horizon? No.
No,
my assistant is not assisting. The name of the company again.
Captain, you didn't write that down.
Yes, I did.
First ship in 24 Seasons Yacht.
Four Seasons. The name of the first ship is the Four Seasons 1. Okay. Four Seasons 1, launching in 2026. Captain Kate is going to be the captain. And these are super small ships, 95 suites, 222 passengers with a 1-to-1 ratio, one crew member for every one guest. So yeah, that part is actually true. She is going to be a yacht captain. She has put the videos out herself, so we know it's true. But she had said all along she was not done with the sea, and now we know why. So she's actually leading out a brand new company in their very first brand new ship as their very first captain. That's super cool.
Yeah. Ray says spam's fantastic, either dipped in eggs and breadcrumbs or just fry with grits. No. JB Ranch says too true, Chris. Preach it. Sheikah at Nelly, you know, crazy California traffic. And Attila said, yes, it is fried pies.
Oh, yeah. Tiffany.
I love a good fried pie.
Yep. Tiffany does like those good fried pies. And I can get them without fruit in them. I can get them like chocolate or something like that in them. A fried pie is good.
Yes. Very good. California Linda, Ashika, Bay Area traffic or LA crazy traffic. All sounds terrifying. Attila the Fun says Don Terrace looked up a price to cruise with Captain Kate, and a suite is only $32,000 for a 7-day Caribbean cruise. I think that's a little out of my budget.
Oh, it's even worse because these are not all-inclusive cruises. The only thing that comes with those cruises, according to the cruise line, what I read, is breakfast. Every single other item on that ship is a la carte. Oh. So that's $32,000 just to get on the ship and have breakfast. If you want lunch, you got to pay more. You want dinner, you got to pay more. You want anything else, you have to pay more. So
I'd be taking a Ziploc bag.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you can afford a $32,000 cruise for a week,
this is true.
That you're probably okay. You know this is an ultra luxury yacht. 1-to-1, one crew member for every one passenger. 222 passengers, at least 222 crew members on board.
Yeah.
So
Sheikah says, congratulations to Captain Kate. I totally agree. Congratulations, Captain. That's awesome.
Well, she says that she's always come across with the personal. She likes to be down with the passengers, interact, to socialize. And so on a celebrity edge class ship, she's got thousands and thousands. She's now going to be in a position where she has 222. She's going to get more time with the passengers, more interaction. Sounds like it's really just up her alley, up her lane.
Yeah.
It's going to allow her to be more herself more often. Sounds like it's a great move for her.
Yeah. I just remember watching her videos, and I know there was a young lady that she brought on the ship with her daughter, and they were in, I want to say it was Italy and stuff like that, and just one-on-one time with them, just taking them to her favorite spots, and she just absolutely loved doing all that. And I've seen other videos that she's put out with her interacting with the guests and up on the bar and pouring the drinks and just having a really good time with the crew or the passengers.
And it's good to see her pioneering the cruise industry for women. First American woman named captain of a large cruise ship. She's, brought brand new cruise ships out before, but now she's going to be captain of a new cruise line on their very first cruise ship. More firsts that she gets to be a part of.
So. Yeah, she's pioneering the way, leading the,
And the fact that she's on social media and puts out her videos, her captain's logs, and all that kind of stuff means we should see in the future more people that are like, I too want to be a cruise ship captain. I want to be able to do all the things that she's done, and it should inspire. That's the word I couldn't think of. Inspire future generations to keep cruising going. So
yeah, and look at all the people that she's mentored. Just watching her captain's logs, how many women and men that she's mentored and promoted and made sure that. Yeah, so.
No, she has put a very positive spin on cruising, the cruise industry, and what goes on in cruising from her point of view. She's been a complete positive
effect
across the board. So, congratulations to Captain Kate. Look forward to seeing what the future holds for her and what
Yeah.
life's going to be like on her new ship. We'll all get to see it in 2026.
Yep.
So,
Tilla the Fun said, and it's all suites, no inside cabins on a luxury ship. Mrs.
Yep.
said, oof, that is too expensive.
oh yeah, I agree. We always plan with it. One day we're going to be on Celebrity. We want to sail with Captain Kate. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon.
Glisten says, have I ever told you guys that my favorite Disney cruise is Fantasy?
You might have mentioned that last week.
Yeah,
And
because that just happens to be mine. I love that ship. California Linda Sheikah at California Linda, 15 freeway and 10 freeway going east. That just sounds awful.
I don't know.
Too many freeways.
You've been in San Antonio. There's a million of them over there too.
Yeah, and I got to go there tomorrow. And I'm going all the way around San Antonio to get where I need to be.
If it makes you feel any better, while you were going around driving on the freeways, I'll be taking a nap in my chair.
I'm sure you will.
Oh no, I already have. It's on my schedule.
Yes. Attila says, I'll be eating a huge breakfast, then no drinking either. Ooh, this is a tough cruise for me. That's what I'm saying. Take a Ziploc bag.
Start filling it up with breakfast stuff.
Yeah. Sheikah says Southern California. James says, nope, for $32,000, I can take 7 or 8 Caribbean cruises or 5 or 6 longer cruises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could spend a whole lot of time at Disney.
We can take a transatlantic, do a British Isles cruise, have a total blast, come all the way home for way less than $32,000, and we're gone over a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
California Linda at Sheikah, drive safely. Please drive safely.
Yeah, everybody please drive safely. We love having you guys here, but good God, we are not so important that you'll risk your safety.
Attila says Captain Kate is great. She'll have a blast on an ultra luxury ship, and lucky guests will too when she's on. I'm sure they can also sail to more fancy ports too.
I'm sure, and it's a smaller ship. They'll be able to get into places that some of the other bigger ones can't. If I read right, they're going to start off their season in the Caribbean. So we may actually see this ship at some of our ports around the Caribbean before it heads to the Mediterranean for wintertime. So we should actually still see her around.
Richard is here. That looks like a new name. Welcome, Richard. Chris, I enjoy watching your videos. Great info with humor.
Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. I love everybody that watches. Try to keep them funny, and we're going to continue poking.
Serious.
No, I mean, some of them are serious subjects, but
yeah,
the way people take themselves so seriously, and I'm sorry, it deserves poking at.
Glisten says, away we go. It's the festival of fantasy, beauty, and majesty, shining magic. I love it. Thinking Tinkerbell's all over the place.
You're thinking Tinkerbell?
Yes. Sheikah says, thank you at California Linda. Nellie says, have to go. Have a great week all next week, the last week before I get hitched. Congratulations.
I promise you, yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Says bye to Nellie. Attila said, hey, maybe they'll stop in Galveston at one of the new terminals they are building.
It's possible.
Yep.
That would be super cool. I would have to go to Galveston and at least film what I could see of the ship if it went by.
Yep. California Linda said, it was fun, everyone, and we hope the rest of the week is a good one for everyone. Texas Cruiser says, everyone have an awesome week.
All right. I guess we're wrapping it up. Everybody's ready to go. That's true. We have been on over an hour, but yes, we will absolutely be back next week, 6 o'clock, Wednesday, Central Standard Time. I like the 6 o'clock. Kind of gives people a little more time to be in, more conversation. Granted, tonight we talked way more about food and cat butt coffee than we did cruising, but that's okay.
Yep.
That's fun. For those that jumped in the middle, they're just like, what are they talking about? Click, and they turned us off. I'm sure that happened.
All right.
They said, honey, that weird guy's talking about cat butt coffee.
Yes.
So, but yeah, thank you everybody for being here. We really, really appreciate it. You know, we have fun here,
Yes.
or we try to be humorous. We do have some more what every cruiser. God, I'm forgetting my own name on my own channel. What every cruiser wants coming out.
Misty said, "Fingers crossed, no snow, no blizzards." So fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah, no more snow during any time,
And no more tornadoes.
and no more tornadoes. No more driving while listening to the live.
All right, guys.
Am I missing anything?
No, they're all saying bye.
All right. But yeah, we will definitely see everybody next week. Let me find the right buttons here. I always forget where I leave them. We'll see everybody same time, same channel next week. Everybody have yourselves a great evening. And like always,
We'll see you out on the high seas.
good night, everybody.